What is up, everybody? It is the Alpha Heel 7. Tuning in. Well, I'm not tuning in. You guys are tuning in. I'm having a little brain fart there. So, yeah, man, we got a good game for you guys today. It's a little Sunday fun day. Real football. We're all quarantined in our house, jerking off to some Britney Spears videos and watching some white rednecks, gay rednecks, toting gun guys on Netflix. And I am your host, the Alpha Heel 7, and joining me today, very special guest, Jho0582. Is that it?
Completely whiffed.
Oh shit, that's what it was. Damn, dude. I thought I was close. So, but hey, we got a great. I know, man. Me and you. So, if you guys don't know, man, I've known this dude for how many years? Probably 7, 8 years. Real life.
Close to 10 now, probably.
One day when we get on a show, man, we'll start talking about like some of the cool stories that we've ran into. I mean, we could probably make a whole show just on some of the shenanigans that you and I have kind of went through. Dumb shit that we've done, exactly. So. But that brings me to the game of the week. That's right. It's a Sunday midday fest. We have the 1-2 Buffalo Bills taking on the 0-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You look at the two records and you're like, why is this the game of the week? Both, 0-3, 1-2. But Raging Cajun actually made the playoffs last year, and he's had some issues going on with some just some personal stuff. So he's had 3 games that were forced losses. So he's coming back for his first game playing this season. And then Timus actually made the playoffs and actually went to the championship game. So you've got 2 really good owners in this game. When you see these 2 owners, you've had a chance to play. I know you played Cajun. You play him twice every year. I'm not sure you played Timus. Have you played him? Okay.
So I'm very familiar with the way that he plays, but he also made the joke to me that he wasn't trying to show his entire playbook because we do play in the regular season later too. So I've played both. Both guys. So here's what I'll say: Cajun is probably a little
Right.
bit more methodical in his offense. Timus can just sling it.
Right.
I mean, you'll see like Josh Allen.
Right.
Assuming that Cajun can't get pressure on Allen and stop him, but the bottom line is that you have 2 guys
get pressure on
bad
Allen and
echo.
stop him, but
The bottom line is that
assuming that
you have 2 guys
get pressure on
bad
Allen.
echo.
All right. Sorry about that. We're having a little bit of audio issue. Go ahead.
That's technical difficulty.
Yeah.
So no, what I was just saying though is that Timus will definitely get his yards. So the way that you're going to beat him, and I think that that's how Rev, if I remember correctly, ended up beating him, is you just got to outscore him. You might stop him on a couple series, but damn, I mean, his offense is going to get his yards. Now on the other side of the ball, the weird thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is that, I mean, he doesn't really have all those guys that he had to start the cycle, or I shouldn't say all, but he doesn't have a lot of them. And so
Right.
I'll be interested to see now, it's kind of hard because we haven't seen him the first 3 weeks of this season to know how his offense is going to look. So that 0-3, I mean, who really knows? He could easily be 2-1 or 3-0 if he was playing.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to see.
Yeah, it is. And I played him last season, and he beat the brakes off of me. Cajun was actually one of the worst losses I had for the entire season. So it's going to be, you're right. I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting. With that being said, I want to take a look at a couple things here. First off, taking a look at Chris Godwin, his stats for 2021, he's got 15 receptions, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, 60 yards run after the catch. So he has actually been doing really well. Godwin has been the offense since they have traded Mike Evans to another team. And he is actually probably going to be the guy that you want to look for in this game. Would you agree, or is there somebody else you want to look at on the Buck side of the ball?
No, I think that that's the guy that you're going to look at for 2 reasons. One, as you said, Evans is gone, which sorry, Cajun, but I won't be sad to see him leave.
No.
And the other big thing is speed kills in this year's Madden. And now that we have turned abilities off, you got guys like John Ross, Tyreek Hill, and obviously Godwin. Like, there's going to be dudes that have just blazing speed. And to be quite honest, nobody can keep up with them. So to put them on a streak or even on a slant, and then that's probably where a lot of those yards after catch is coming from, because I'm assuming he just beats the defense.
Well, not only that, you bring up a really good point, but not only that, but speed kills, especially in Season 3, because the abilities being turned off, the pass rush isn't as nasty. It's not as like, you got one guy with a superstar ability and he's in the backfield. So you have more time to let those routes develop, and if you don't have the speed on the defense, it's lights out. And you bring up a good point. Godwin has that speed, and it's going to be very interesting to see if he can put Tre'Davious White or whatever corner on him to be able to slow him down, because he doesn't have a lot of other weapons other than Godwin, and I don't know if he still has O.J. Howard, but you're right. I mean, speed kills, especially in Season 3. So,
it'll be interesting to see how this shapes up with abilities turned off. I think that there's a lot of good feedback so far. But that is definitely an adjustment that we're all going to have to make, is that lack of a pass rush, or maybe not lack of a pass rush, but just a slower pass rush. And so those longer developing routes are now easier to hit.
Yeah, and you got to have better corners and, and speed, especially with the guys that have that speed. So, well, let's take a look on the other side of the ball. We have a player that needs no introduction, Josh Allen. And let's take a look at his 2021 statistics. He's 56 for 88, 63% completion rate, percentage, and 1,078 yards and 8 touchdowns. Josh Allen is getting it done. And he has done a really good job of developing Josh Allen from where they used to make fun of him when you get him on Madden because he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. But Timus has really focused all his attention on Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is one of those quarterbacks that everybody wants, and it's really because he's got speed and 99 throw power. Everything else you can develop.
Yep, and he's young too, so it's easier to develop when you're younger, obviously. Timus has done a really good job of the last couple seasons getting him to where he wants to be. But, I mean, let's be real. Even when he first took over the team, Josh Allen was throwing for a shitload of yards anyway. So he can definitely hit a broadside of a barn when controlled by a good user that understands his offense. And that's why I love getting guys in the league for their favorite team. Timus is a huge Bills fan. For one, you don't see him doing a lot of trades because a lot of guys have that kind of like, they overvalue their players because they do have that little soft spot in their heart for them, but they also know how to play with that team normally. They know how to develop the players, and they know how to really, build that team. So a lot that you'll see in a lot of leagues, especially here, guys that take their favorite teams over do pretty good. They do pretty well because they do know their team, inside and out, and they probably develop their playbook around them and all that kind of stuff. So you're absolutely right on that. We're still waiting. So it looks like Timus's stream is up. So if you want to give me your last thoughts before we go out there, I'm going to try to grab his stream, and then we're gonna head to the field. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, I cut out for a second there. Last thoughts. So I want to see two guys that are obviously much better than their records show. I mean, having one win between the two of them through the first 3 weeks that's not these two. Timus, my assumption, to be honest, I haven't really watched his games, but my assumption is that the defense has probably let him down a little bit, because I think that's the soft spot on the Bills. But I think that Cajun is going to have a lot to deal with coming back from, he's probably a little bit rusty. So coming back from a little bit of a break and having to deal with this pass offense. So I think there's going to be a lot of points on both sides. I got it somewhere in the 30s probably on both sides, like 35-31, 35-28, something like that.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And that's one thing we haven't really talked about, is that Cajun, I think he's in one other league or something, but he's going to be rusty. His electric went out with the tornadoes and stuff, so I know he's had some stuff going on. unless he's been playing some online games we don't know about, there is that Madden rust that nobody wants to talk about. But I can tell you from experience, if I get on the game after not turning on Madden for like even 2 or 3 days, it's tough. It's brutal. You got to get used to the I guess the buttons. You got to get used to the if there is any type of that quarter second delay. I mean, you got to get used to everything. So you're absolutely right, man. There's a lot to look for on that side of the ball. I mean, do you think that if you're Cajun, are you going to come out and just start just tossing it downfield, or are you going to try to maybe just run the ball a little bit, get your feet wet, and then maybe start making, thinking about making those looks down the field?
If it were me, I would just come out slinging it around. But I'm also 0-3, or 1-2, excuse me. So I'm probably not the best person to talk to about what would you do. But I do think that, I mean, I've seen Cajun play. He's too methodical. He'll throw it a lot, but he will throw routes that he knows are quick developing. They avoid pressure. He doesn't really try to go downfield. Like when I say downfield, he doesn't try to take the top off the defense a whole lot. Like he'll throw a lot of post routes, a lot of corner routes, but he's not a big I'm just gonna sling it downfield with no regard kind of person.
No, he's very methodical, and the reason he did so well against me, I love guys that just sling it downfield because I know how to stop that. A lot of guys, if you stop the run, man, they just start slinging it downfield. Cajun is very methodical. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And so is Timmis. If you play Timmis, he's,
Yep.
You got a game plan for him. I've tried to watch some of his streams to see what he does. He switches it up a lot. So it'll be very interesting. As we speak here, we are going down to the field. We do have a new overlay here. It's kind of work in progress here, but hope you do like it. We got some other special things lined up here. So, with that being said, let's kick the ball off. Do you have the stream up? Are you good to go?
I do. We got it. It's rain, but it looks like snow on the screen. But yeah, we got some nasty weather here in Tampa.
Yeah, this could actually throw everything off because you don't really expect. I mean, obviously there's a lot of rain in Florida, but I don't think on Madden there's a lot of rain. So I mean, this could be very interesting. And the Bucks wearing those putrid yellow uniforms that they never won games in. So I hope that this is not a sign for Cajun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of the baby puke yellow and also the Tennessee Volunteers, and neither of which are pretty to look at.
Right. So, okay, so Baker Mayfield, they're going to come out in a single back formation, 2 tight end set, run up the middle, and only about a 2-yard gain on that with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, the trade from last year, hasn't really got it going for the Buccaneers yet. Was hurt last year. Is this somebody that you're going to look for in the run game?
Well, so it is, but I think that it's a challenge when your offensive line isn't phenomenal. I think you have to start by opening up with the pass.
And
I'll let you go ahead and call
and that's
that.
what they do. They open up with a pass, a nice 12-yard pass. Drag route to Godwin, the guy that we were talking about before the game. And guess what? You're right. That speed kills. He was able to pull away from his defender there.
Yep. I want more. I want like Tony Romo time. You guys got to slow this down.
Yeah. Well, I'll get you some. Nice. Another drag pass or drag route. There's not a lot. It looks like he was ready for that with a cover 2. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, he definitely knew that was probably coming. Especially based on that last call. Now, the thing that I like, though, is that, again, so these quick passes, these are almost like the running game, right? I mean, he's just getting the ball out quickly, and then that should open some holes for Aaron Jones later.
Yep, absolutely. So they're going to come out in a 5 wide, 2nd and 5, plenty of time. Ed Oliver gets through. I believe that's Ed Oliver. No, that's Shaq Lawson gets the sack, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 15.
Yeah, it's a huge loss, especially in this situation, opening drive. Now you have to throw it downfield, and the Bills are going to be ready for that and probably covering at the sticks. So that's going to be a tough situation for Baker early on.
Now, do you think that Cajun was a little timid there?
Yes, I do.
I think so too.
He had a couple guys open.
And he's going to run the ball with Mayfield. He closes in, gets the first down, overruns it. wisely runs out of bounds, but not before he gets 23 yards and the first down. They cross midfield.
Yeah, so that's an undervalued part of Baker Mayfield's game too. Is I think people often overlook the fact that he's that little wiry athletic dude. I mean, he can get out there in open space and make guys miss.
Yeah, so that's going to bring up 1st and 10. They're coming out in the I formation here. Run to Aaron Jones to the weak side, but only a couple yards on the gain.
Yeah, so the only thing I don't like about that is, you come out in I didn't see if that was a strong or weak eye, but you come out in an offset eye and you run it, pretty much right up the gut. And to me, I think I would have come out in that formation and then thrown it and try to keep him on his heels a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I do like coming out in an I formation on 1st down and throwing it just to keep my defense on their toes here. So he's going to come out in a shotgun with 2 running backs. Draw play up the middle. Nice little gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and short yardage situation.
Yeah, so I mean, again, now there you go, but that's a draw play. So he's expecting pass, and then you end up running the ball. So I think that's the key, probably with both teams today, honestly, is to sort of play a chess match and figure out what the other guy's going to do when you expect one thing and he does another.
Absolutely. 3rd and 4. They're coming out in shotgun formation here. Looks like a flex. Plenty of time. He sets the running back to block. Over the middle, and he gets it down to the 13-yard line. Baker Mayfield is 3 for 3. Throws it over the middle. I'm not sure who the receiver was on that play.
Yeah, I didn't catch who the receiver was either, but that's a great – so again, that's what we talked about before, right, is those longer developing routes. Now, he helped himself out by setting, I believe it was Aaron Jones to block, but he definitely helped himself out with that post route over the middle.
Absolutely. And he throws it in the end zone, and there is a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. And it's pass interference. Big call for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's a huge call. I mean, I think, honestly, he's probably in good shape no matter what. But now with, you have 3 feet to get to the goal line. So if it's me, I mean, I'm coming out in run formation, and I'm going to try to at least run up the gut twice and see what I can get.
False play here, and he gets in for the touchdown. And that was a nice little play here. We're going to try something out here, fellas. And
Feet to get to the goal line.
And that did not work. So I do apologize. Yeah, that didn't work.
Well, the interesting thing here is that I don't know if you caught it or not. Goal line. So he actually, if it's me, I mean, I'm coming out his own offensive line run formation, and I'm we're gonna play it here and see what I can get.
Yeah, so instant replay shows he kind of rolled over the player and got in. So yeah, pretty cool there.
Yeah, he was dead to rights, and then all of a sudden just kind of leaned forward, and his forward momentum took him up and over his tackle into the end zone.
Absolutely. So that will definitely bring a very interesting. It was a great drive by.
Yeah, he was effectively stopped twice and came out and really just kept marching right down the field.
And the Bills' first play of the game, they run that very popular swing pass. It's an RPO now this year to Devin Singletary. Singletary gets 4 yards on the play there.
Yeah, that swing pass is popular for a couple of reasons. One is, again, it's sort of like just an extension of the run game, but it also I feel like the screen passes this year, it's easier to get those yards after catch than it has ever been before.
And look at the pass over the middle. He tries his own middle post pass over the middle, but the safety was able to make the hit and break that up. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 situation for the Bills.
Yeah, that's a huge play by the Tampa Bay secondary. I didn't catch who made the hit, but that was an awesome play, separating him from the ball.
And he throws an interception. The Buccaneers, there's nobody in front of him. He is going to take it in for 6. That was a huge play, folks. And that is what you're looking for if you are the Buccaneers. So they're going to go up 14 to nothing.
Yeah, and that's separating him from the ball.
And if you look at he throws an interception. Again, go ahead and explain the Buccaneers, there's nobody in front of him. He is going to take it in for 6.
I bet you if you ask him right now,
a huge
he's frustrated
play,
and wants that back because it looks like he probably locked on to that route right off the bat. And sort of it's we've all done it. No matter what, you're going to get it to that guy. And I mean, he was just it was actually a user pick. He was just there waiting for it.
I'm very cautious about those comeback routes because I'm always scared of what just happened. I'm always scared about that defender, even if he's like a couple yards away, him jumping that route. So, yeah, that's not.
Well,
good
you
for
you also
Bills.
have to know if they're in man coverage, the back's facing the ball. But if they're in zone coverage, they're effectively the front of the face of the defensive back is facing the quarterback, and so he can read that. And as you just saw, like there's nobody in front of him to take that to the house.
Yeah, and that was a huge play. And while we were talking, the Bills try for a stretch play, but they get nothing. So who said something about the rust for Cajun? Wow.
Yeah, clearly not you and I, because I would come out and be way more timid and just trying to move the ball down the field. But he's coming out slinging.
One thing you got to say about Tim is he's not going away from the run, being down 14-0. A lot of guys would go away from that run game. Nevertheless, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I think I'm guilty of that. I come out gun shy sometimes when I get 2 or 3 runs in a row that don't do anything. What a pass!
Nice pass, and Buccaneers looked like he was going to get it for a second. Sammy Watkins back in Buffalo after a trade last year is hurt. That's not a good sign for the Bills.
No, let's hope it's just something minor that he may be able to come back from later in the game, because you want both guys at full strength.
Absolutely, but that is 1st down, and they do that bubble swing
hit.
pass. He will not return. We're told that it's a lower back injury, so he's going to have to rely on his other playmakers on offense. That could be a good news for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it could. Now, the one saving grace, though, is that Buffalo's passing game is loaded with talent all over, so I think that he'll be okay. But
nice pass, man. Josh Allen has kind of shaked the cobwebs off and has rattled off 4 straight completions after that interception.
Yeah, and it wasn't an errant throw, that first interception either. So it's not like you can go out and say, oh, he just missed his guy. I mean, he just locked on and tried to fit it into a space that wasn't there.
Absolutely. And we got some guys in the chat. Al says J-Ho Romo in the booth.
That's right.
I think I would take that as a compliment, because Romo is one of the best.
Yeah, and he's a hell of a golfer, and I also like to golf.
But you're not a hell of a golfer, so you're probably better than me. So
you're a hell of an asshole, sir.
I take pride in that. Oh man, nice read option. I like that. I like when guys run a read option. I know New England, they signed Mariota, and they run a nice little cool read option game up there in New England. And look at Josh Allen, because he does have the speed and acceleration for that type of offense.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That's probably the one thing that I missed the most from the first season is I had Taysom Hill, so I was able to do a lot of that. And now, I mean, you sort of it's something that's not heavily used in the NFL game, but in the college game, it's such a big part of moving the football down the field.
Oh, absolutely. And a nice little jet pass here to the slot receiver. That's enough for the 1st down, and they are on the move. They're on the 17-yard line. They've woken up, and they've really made a good drive thus far.
Yep. So that's become one of my favorite routes, actually, because it's still a run. Effectively, it's an end around. But if it does get blown up, you're not worried about fumbling, because it's going to be an incomplete pass. And that's a hell of a pass over the middle, too.
And that was and great job of possession catching that, so you didn't get smacked by that defender that was looking to use the hit stick. That's going to break up a 2nd and 3. I do believe that when you were talking about that jet pass is actually counted as a pass, but you're right. Essentially, it is a run.
Yep.
2nd and 3. Plenty of time. Gets it out to his running back. It looks like he has enough for the 1st down, and that's going to bring up 1st and goal.
Yeah, so I don't know if you caught that, but he tried to hit stick him, actually, and that ended up costing him a 1st down.
Absolutely.
That would have been, so that's the trouble with when you try to hit stick on certain plays like that. When you're in one-on-one coverage with the guy, if you get burned, he's gaining the the necessary yards for a first down or a touchdown.
Absolutely. First and goal. It looked like he had a guy coming in, but a blocker did a good job of picking it up. And he's in for the touchdown.
Wow.
Great job by the Bills to answer right away. Let's take a look at that play once more.
He's gaining the necessary yards for a first down or a touchdown.
Absolutely.
So two things happened. One,
it looked like he had a guy coming in, but a blocker did a good job of picking it up. And he's in for the touchdown.
Wow. Because that second, that CPU-controlled player also missed on his tackle.
Absolutely. It did look like very poor tackling by the Buccaneers. So that 14-0 lead has dwindled to 14-7, and the Bills are not going to give up. And that's one thing we love about Tim is he never gives up.
No, he's going to get, like, as we talked about before, he's going to get his yards. I may have been woefully short on my 30-30 prediction here. I mean, we could be in the 40s or 50s by the end of this.
Absolutely. Both offenses are looking pretty good. Baker Mayfield in the shotgun over the middle, gets it to number 10. Nice juke move there. He's up to the 42-yard line. First down, Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's so again, a quick route, right? I mean, it's sort of a medium route, but it's a quick route. It's getting the ball out of his hands quickly. It's finding the open man and just kind of letting him do his thing. And he made a guy miss and got an extra 5-6 yards.
Absolutely. And good enough for them to pick up that first down. And Baker Mayfield is 4 for 4 right now, yet to throw an incompletion. Another slant and over the middle of, I believe that's Perryman. Perryman in for the touchdown. Touchdown. Look how fast they scored.
Yeah, I didn't see, and he hit the field goal thing too quickly, but I didn't see what he came out in. But my assumption is that he had no safety help over the top. So I don't know if he was trying to run a cover zero and just bring the house or what, but he definitely got burned on that slant. And that's the danger of that slant route with a faster receiver is once he's in the open field, there's nobody tracking him down.
Absolutely, and utilizing the speed of Pritchard Perryman, and just Buffalo had really nobody in the backfield there. Utilizing that I guess using it against Timmis is aggressive defense there.
Yeah, that was a play call touchdown right there. I mean, he knew what to come out in to counter that cover zero look.
One thing about Cajun, he's really smart. He knows what to look for. And look again, number 19 on the Buffalo Bills. He's off to the races, and he could be in for the touchdown.
Wow.
And yes, he is. What a play by the Buffalo Bills. Let's take a look at that one more time. One thing about
Josh
Cajun,
Allen, this is like watching.
He knows what to look for. And
look
look
like
again, number
football.
19 on the Buffalo Bills. All the way
He's
off to the races, and he could be in for the touchdown. And the
Wow.
Buccaneers could not make the play. And now they've answered, and it's 21-14. You are absolutely right. This is looking to be a very high-scoring game.
Yeah, he also threw that right at the perfect time. I mean, if you realize how hard that is to time that, because oftentimes you see that guy coming open and you want to lob it, right? But he actually threw that bullet pass in there, got him the ball, and let his receiver do the rest of the work.
You're absolutely right, and if he would have lobbed it, the safety probably could have had time to get over to it. So great job, and it's little things like that you don't give quarterbacks credit for, or owners in this league credit for. So absolutely great point. As while we're talking, the Buccaneers do complete a pass for about 6 yards. That's going to break up a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, not a bad pass there. Again, that's more of a methodical. The run game hasn't worked a lot for him, so I like the quick 5-6 yard passes.
Oh, and look at Jones.
Just as I said it.
Yeah, just as you said it. And Jones, we got to take another look at that. That was an incredible run. Aaron Jones, that's why. But he gave up a first.
The quick 5-6 yard passes.
And look at that. Jones was able to hit the hole.
Just as I said it.
Get down there. Yeah, just as you said it. And Jones,
the
19-yard line. Got to take another look.
Yeah, that's a huge hole there looking at that instant replay. This instant replay function is pretty legit.
I appreciate that. It was something that I found with other leagues using, so I did some research and I put that up there. But yeah, that was pretty cool. While we were looking at the replay, you didn't really miss much. I think David Johnson or D Johnson went down with an injury, only got 1 yard. So 2nd and 9 for the Buccaneers. They're showing 3 wide to the right. Plenty of time again. And look at that. Look at that. Number 10 all the way down to the 4-yard line. Baker Mayfield is 7 for 7 yet to throw an incomplete pass.
He is torching this defense. And that's what I said would be Timmis's, kind of downfall potentially, is that his pass defense just doesn't it just can't slow down the opposing quarterback.
I mean, if you're Timmis, are you going to be setting the house? I mean, you got to think about staying in coverage somewhat or doing something different, because whatever you're doing right now is not working.
Well, I think you need to do one of two things, right? You either need to counter his play calling, or you need to bring pressure. So if it's me, I mean, I would be probably trying to dial up some crazy blitz packages, bring your corner in, bring your strong safety in. I mean, whatever it takes to get pressure on the quarterback.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. And look at Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was able to make the play there. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Let's take a look at that again.
Dial up some crazy
Jones,
blitz packages,
plenty
bring
of
your
room
corner
there. Look
in,
at the
bring
way
your
they showed that defense.
I mean, whatever it takes to get pressure
was
on the quarterback.
only 2 cornerbacks on there, and it looks like he
and
look at Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was able to step inside and get the touchdown. That's going to put the Buccaneers up 28-14.
Yeah, he definitely over pursued. He actually ended up running into his own man and just couldn't recover there's too big of a hole there for anybody to be able to walk through.
Absolutely. And again, if you look at the way that he pursued that, he just overshot the gap, and Aaron Jones was able to just kind of slow down and kind of cut up to the right a little bit and get that touchdown. Timmis has got to do something to stop the bleeding. Obviously, he's going to have to match touchdown for touchdown if he wants to stay in this game.
Yeah, this is a crucial drive here for 2 reasons. One, you cannot go into the half down 35-14. So you cannot make any errors and throw another pick 6 or, fumble 6 or whatever the case may be. But you got to get some points out of this at least and get some momentum going in.
I totally agree. And look, over the middle,
There
or
they
over
are.
to the sideline, somehow there was a broken play, and he was wide open, and 85 is in for the touchdown, and Timmis answers.
This is absolutely insane. Get some momentum going in. The amount of points that we're seeing put on the board.
And look, over the
these
middle,
guys
or
are
over to the
scoring
sideline,
in
somehow
a minute.
there
This
was
is
a
crazy.
broken play, and he was wide open, and
For some
85
reason,
is in. They are showing that they are going to be able to match score for score.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, you had said it earlier, right before that play, actually, I think, is that, Timmis has to find a way to stop Cajun on defense now, because the problem is Cajun now has that advantage. He sort of stole serve when it came to that pick 6, and now all of a sudden he's, no matter what, even if you match touchdown for touchdown, he's always going to have that 7-point advantage.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see if the Bills are going to make any type of adjustments here or in the second half. They're going to have to do something, because Baker is getting plenty of time, and he's able to carve up this defense like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, he's got too much time, and if you look, there's a couple of those routes that I've seen that were open once, but then it's too much time when they're open again. Like they get covered, and then they're open a second time on the other side of the field.
And Baker is coming out in the 5 wide, and the Buccaneers still not throwing an incompletion, and he only gets a yard on the play there, but it's showing that the Buccaneers are not afraid to continue their aggressive offense.
Yeah, that's a win though on that first down for the Bills, because obviously coming out and even though he gained a yard, I mean, right now you have to be able to slow him down. I mean, even if you get to the point where you can slow him down and make him kick a field goal, it's sort of like in basketball when you're exchanging 2-pointers for 3-pointers. Like that's okay also, but you just can't allow another touchdown.
Absolutely agreed on that. Over the middle, and what is going on with this coverage? The coverage on both teams, he was wide open. He makes his first incompletion of the game. What happened there?
I have no idea, but again, that's 2 in a row Well, I shouldn't say two in a row, but two on both sides of the ball that were completely busted coverage. I didn't see the route selection, so it could have been one of those tricky like double moves where if he's one-on-one, he can get burned.
He's throwing it over the middle again. Oh, and he holds him, and that's going to be pass interference.
Yep, probably not a bad hold though, to be honest with you, because if he didn't, that looked like it could have been 6.
You're absolutely right. He did look like he had a step on him on that play. 1st and 10. Draw up the middle. Aaron Jones carving up this Bills defense. 8 rushes for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, now if it's me, now at this point, if I'm Buffalo, I'm actually using my timeouts here because he's getting the ball back after the half. So if he can get back within 7 and then get the ball back, he could potentially. Oh, big sack there though.
Nice job. And if you notice, Tim has stopped that angle route, and I think it threw Cajun off, and he had to take the sack on that one.
Yeah, a lot of times but that's a good play also by Cajun by not forcing it somewhere else or not forcing it to that primary receiver that he, if you think you have it open and it's not, it's a lesson. Just take the sack.
Oh, and he almost throws an interception.
Oh.
So he was 8 for 8, and now he's 8 for 10, throwing 2 incompletions. He's 3rd and 16. He's going to get the ball back with over a minute left with 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, see, and that's so. I mean, well, he's got 2 timeouts.
Oh, I'm sorry,
right
2.
now,
You're right.
Yep, but still, I mean, this is.
Oh, and it's a touchdown. That's what Cajun was looking for. That route, that slot vertical.
Yeah,
route,
see, and that's
just
so.
Like, kind of open up.
Well, he's
defense.
got 2 timeouts. Yeah, I think
I'm
that's
sorry,
and that
2,
now.
You're right.
I'll bet you if we still, had. I mean, this is webcam footage of Timus right now. He's probably just rolling his eyes because he had him stopped again, and it's just it's hard when your defense just isn't up to par in the secondary. They're not up to the challenge.
Absolutely. And what was really cool about, I mean, because if there's a soft spot in cover 3, it's usually that slot vertical, and that's exactly what he was anticipating. So great job of Cajun spotting that. So again, I mean, the Bills have to score here, right?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You have 2 timeouts. They've been scoring quickly no matter what. So if they can score here, they do get the ball back. Well, that's gonna set them back a good 10 yards.
Yeah, definitely set him back a little bit. Is that Sue? They got the sack there. That's he got right through the line.
Yeah, and it was exactly 10 yards. So it's now going to be 2nd and 20. So now that's the problem is you're behind the 8 ball. Do you use a timeout here? Do you just kind of eat it? I mean, it's a tough situation to put yourself in after 1st down.
Uh-oh. Looks like he got pressure again. He does get it off, throws it, but it's in triple coverage, and he's lucky that was not intercepted.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised the wide receiver coming across the middle was wide open and was also taking him to the sideline. So he would have gained probably 10, 15 yards and at least had a good chance here to push the ball further down the field. But now he has to go for that.
And he gets that nice soft coverage, but he hits him and incompletion.
Oh, my God. What a play, though, again, by the defensive backfield of Tampa Bay. Putting a hit on the receiver and jarring the ball loose. Now here's the problem, though, is you're giving the Buccaneers the ball back with decent field position. I mean, they could put an extra 3 or even 7 on the board.
And nice return. That's going to put the icing on the cake. They're at the 28-yard line. So if you're the Buccaneers, are you going to play this safe and maybe go for a field goal? Or are you going to try to put your foot on his throat?
You're up 14. I think you just try to put your foot on the gas here and see what happens. I mean, worst case scenario, I just make sure that I don't throw a pick 6.
Oh, and he gets sacked, putting him in a little bit further away. They were on the 28, very easy field goal there, but now they're on the 36, makes it a little bit more challenging. Do you run a draw play up here to get those yards back and just settle for a field goal, or are you still going for it?
I run a draw on 2nd down and then run a quick pass on 3rd down and see if I can get at least back into field goal range.
Letting the clock run down, and they do not. They bring the house. And that was not, you know, and you got to give it to Timus. He's not going away from that blitz, but that probably was not the smartest thing to do.
No, but I think that he probably had the same thought though, right? I mean, it looked maybe like a run counter blitz, so he probably also thought, okay, there's a halfback in the backfield with the quarterback. Now he's going to run a draw and try to catch me sleeping, and he stayed aggressive.
Absolutely, and that's a good way of looking at it. 3rd and 1. Plenty of time for Baker Mayfield, throwing it over the middle, and he does not get Perriman. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
I like the ballsy play there, though, because, again, you're up 14. Even if that gets picked, you're still going to go into the half up 14. You know, the 3 points helps, but it's probably, you know, you're going to need more, obviously. So I like the idea. Just, hey, if I can fit one in here, let's try it out. And if not, I know that I got a field goal to take a 17-point into the half, 17-point lead. Excuse me.
Absolutely, and the Bills are really behind the 8 ball in this because they are down 3 scores and their inability to stop the Buccaneers offense. So let's see if Timus can get it together. This drive is probably one of the most important drives of the game.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I'm not looking forward to playing Cajun twice this year. He's just carving it up.
Hey, at least you'll get some offensive stats though, right?
The good news is I get to play both of these guys, so that's 3 extra losses for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'm sorry. I thought that was the second half. That was the end of the first half here. So the Bills do get the ball again. So let's see. Again, this drive is probably going to be one of the most important drives for the Bills.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So,
it is because you've shown in no way, shape, or form that you can stop the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. They've scored on every single possession, so you have to be able to come out and put a stop on the board, or put a score on the board. Excuse me.
Here we go.
Yeah, so a little swing pass there to start it off, but so now if it's me, I'm forcing the ball downfield. I think you're down enough now. Good run up the gut though to make it 3rd and manageable. It's gonna be about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5.
Yeah,
so that's gonna put him in a good spot.
And you got to give it to him. He is not afraid to go away from that run, and that's part of his offense. You know, obviously Allen's got the arm power or arm strength to sling it downfield, but I don't think he has the weapons to do that. So
it hurts that Sammy Watkins is out also. I mean,
nice
that's
pass.
Tough.
And look at him, goes up between the guard and tackle and throws the ball. Nice
That's an incredible pass, actually, because he was right on the edge of where if he went another 2-3 yards, he was past the line of scrimmage and outside of the tackle box, so he would have had to commit to a run.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was a really, really good pass.
Oh, and wide open. Look at the way he starts the second half. The Bills score right away. Great drive by the Buffalo
Past
Bills.
The line of scrimmage and outside of the tackle box, so he would have had to commit to a run.
That
was awesome. That was a really, really good pass.
Oh, and wide open. Look at the way he starts. This 4-6.
Yeah, he definitely does he actually commits moving to our left, his right. He commits to the other receiver at first, and it gives that receiver, was that Perriman you said?
That was Perriman, that's right.
Yeah, it gives him the ball, or gives him the entirety of the middle of the field. I mean, that's shocking that it's opens up that much.
Yeah, both offense. I mean, they're putting on a great game for this Apex Prime Live. I mean, you can't expect anything here. And look at Aaron Jones. Not only does he run through the gap, he runs over the defender, gets the first down, and man, I think that puts him over 100, right?
Number 23 is dead. He's done.
He completely puts him on his ass. 1st down and 10, and the Bills have to do something to figure out this offense or how to stop it or slow it down.
Well, there's a good start, but so again, though, it's that broken tackle. You know, Aaron Jones was stopped in the backfield, or maybe for a 1-yard gain, but then all of a sudden breaks the tackle and he gets another 4 or 5 yards after first contact.
Exactly. And this is why he made the trade for Aaron Jones. And a face mask on the play. That's going to give him 15 yards. But that's why he made the trade for Aaron Jones. Not that he didn't like Ronald Jones, but Aaron Jones is a bigger back. He's more of a 20 to 25 touches a game type of back, whereas Ronald Jones is more of a change of pace back. And he can make those broken tackles to get more yards, and that's exactly what he's doing this game.
Yep. I mean, that's really Aaron Jones. Oh, wow. Good pressure up the middle there, right in Baker Mayfield's face to force that incomplete pass.
And good job by Mayfield to stay in the pocket, take the hit, and throw it away. It was kind of dangerous. He could have threw an interception, but instead of a sack, it's going to break up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, well, he had the guy open, but I think it just it sort of, it forces an inaccurate pass, getting hit in the grill like that.
Nice first down by Mayfield.
So
that outside corner route.
So again, though, now he had pressure coming from Mayfield's left, so Mayfield's blind side, and still, he's just sitting in there taking licks and completing passes. It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy. Plenty of time. Throws it to his tight end, and he's in for the touchdown. The the Tampa Bay Buccaneers answer right back. Let's take a look at that play again.
Still, he's
Mayfield
just sitting
comes out
there taking
three
licks
tight
and completing passes.
This is
crazy.
Is what
you just
crazy.
at some
Plenty
point
of time. Throws it to his tight end, and he's in for the touchdown.
Offense. And I know he knows that, and he's probably listening like, yeah, thanks. But at the end of the day, if you cannot come out and just get into a shootout after giving up a 7-point advantage on that pick six.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a big touchdown. And you called this. You said, hey, this is going to be a high-scoring game. I look for both of these guys to put up a lot of points, and that's exactly what we've seen thus far.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, though, that we haven't seen any stops. Really, the only defensive stop we've seen was at the end of the first half, which is obviously he's just trying to force it downfield, and then the pick six. That's it.
Now he runs out of shotgun. Nice juke move. He has a block, and he's got the open field, and the safety saves the play. And I'm going to show this play again. Why don't you talk us through this stat? What happened?
Yeah, so it's a great job of
now he runs out of shotgun. Nice juke move. He has a block,
but more
and he's got the open
being
field.
Able to,
and the corner,
I shouldn't say more importantly. It's all about staying patient and seeing his holes and then making his cut at the exact right time, and taking advantage of that over-aggressive tackle pursuit.
And while we were away, there was a sack on the play, and Josh Allen runs up the middle, gets a lot of that yardage back. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 situation. Nice job of Allen.
Yeah. I don't know what Josh Allen's carry rating is, but I might have slid there. Because I think knowing that he's coming aggressively for every hit, you can't afford a forced fumble right now.
No, not at all. And look at that jet sweep pass. Nice blocking by the Bills. And good job of the corner making the tackle, not biting on that juke. That could have been dangerous there. They are coming out in the no huddle offense.
Yeah, I kind of like that just to switch it up a little bit. He saw a defensive look that he obviously likes and thinks he can exploit. Wow, but see, so then again, he starts to get out of the.
Wasn't he out of the pocket? Wow. That's kind of shocking. Looked like he was out of the pocket.
Yeah, that looked a little dicey, but ultimately, so that's the problem right there is that oftentimes we sort of roll out of the pocket, but as soon as you do that, it almost immediately block sheds your tackles and then gives the defense a clear path to the QB.
Absolutely, and there he throws it and gets not too many yards on the play, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 12. It's very manageable, but man, they got to do something.
Yeah, now, he did get about half of it back. It was 3rd and 23, so that's a good play to get about half of the yardage back.
It's true.
Or I'm sorry, 2nd and 23. So now brings up 3rd and 12.
Let's see what they can do with this.
So he saw something he didn't like there. Comes out, calls a timeout.
It's very important for him to do something here.
Well, and it's more than something, really. He needs 7.
Oh, no. That's not what he needed there. Great interception by the Buccaneers, and we're going to look at this one again.
Yeah, and we're
It's
sort of
very
reaching that point in the
important for him
game
to do
where
something here.
that
Well,
could
and it's
be
more
the
than
dagger.
something,
Now,
really.
if he
I mean,
gets
he
a quick
needs
turnover
Oh
seven.
again,
no, that's not what he
but
needed there.
that definitely could be a dagger.
And nice run by the Buccaneers to pick up the first down. That could be the dagger. You're absolutely right. That they're still down 17, and the Buccaneers
Yep.
have not been able to be slowed down thus far.
Yep, and I know it's different because it's Madden, but when you're the one holding the controller, it's just so deflating when you move down the field so effectively and then turn it over in or near the red zone. It's hard to overcome that.
Absolutely, and that is it's second down 10. Good job by the Bills to make the stop there. They have to make a stop here. There is no other option. If the Buccaneers score any type of points, that could be it.
Yeah, I mean even 3 probably effectively ends it. Although 3 does keep it a 3-possession game because it would be. But I mean, it's almost a non-issue though because Buffalo has shown no ability to stop Tampa Bay's offense.
That is true. He has not been able to really do anything. 3rd and inches. Let's see if it looks like they're showing they're going to bring the house. This could be a good time to maybe run an out route or something. They're going to pass it. Oh, he shovels it off to his backup running back. Nice job catching the Buffalo Bills with their pants down yet again.
Yeah, that was an interesting play call. Gutsy there because if you don't get it, and if there happens to be an outside linebacker sitting there waiting on it, he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage, and you're punting the ball away with time still in the third quarter. But as it stands now, he's going to take another minute or two at least off the clock.
Yep, and look at that. Continues to run and pound the rock. Aaron Jones has had himself a day, eclipsing the 100-yard mark almost to 125 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, one of those runs was for 60-some yards. So Buffalo's done a decent job of containing him on most plays, but there's too many chunk plays. Like they seem to get him in the backfield or for a 2 or 3 yard gain, but then the following play, they seem to give up 10, 12 yards on the ground.
And even when they expect that run up the middle, Aaron Jones is able to switch gears, switch the line, and go in for a touchdown. We got to look at this one again. This was a beautiful
in the
run.
Backfield or for a 2 or 3 yard gain.
So more importantly than
but then the
run
following play, they
is
seem to
if
give
you
up 10,
watch,
12 yards on the
wait
ground.
for the
And even
block
when
that
they
you'll see
expect that run up
in
the
the
middle, Aaron
secondary.
Jones is
I mean,
able
it
to switch
completely
gears.
springs.
Wow, and it is now 52-28. That probably is going to be game, folks. Wow, the Buffalo Bills in a shocking game, and boy, that could have been big if he would have made him fumble that ball.
Yeah, so but see, this is where even still, I know he's going to be 1-3 after this, but he's too good of a user. I mean, if this team can find a way to game it together for the next 6-7 weeks and get back above 500, that could be a dangerous wild card team.
They could be, absolutely. Do not discount this Buccaneers team. That's why I said, look, he's 0-3, but he hasn't played any games yet. Like, this dude made the playoffs and won that division last year. He has a phenomenal team, and Cajun has built this team the way that he sees fit. He's a great user.
Yeah, it's a bitch to play him twice a year because it's funny. He always jokes with me that he's like, you're getting closer. It's like that State Farm commercial where he's like, you almost had it.
Yeah.
But every time it seems like we have a great matchup, and then again, he just pulls away at the end. Kind of how everybody does to me, but that's really neither here nor there. But he's too smart when it comes to knowing, he counters what you do so well, and ends up just putting his players in the best position to be successful.
Absolutely. Totally agreed there. And nice completion by Allen. He's actually over 370 yards, and he's got 4 touchdowns. He does have 2 interceptions, but he's had himself a pretty decent game.
Yeah, he's going to be above 500 by the end of this.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
yeah, but that's a hell of a game. But the one interception actually, that last one, um, didn't I don't think that was really. I think anybody can throw that one, but that first one was just that was such a hard pill to swallow early on in the game when you really need to get into a shootout.
I totally agree. Now he's coming out 5 wide. Nice touchdown over the middle. That could be a little bit too little, too late. We'll show this play. We'll show this play
Early on in the
again.
game
It
when
looks like the
you really
Buccaneers, like
need to
he was
get
just
into a
ready for that
shootout.
slant, and it looked like
He
I
is, yeah.
totally agree.
Now we have
Now he's coming
a
out
2-point
wide.
conversion
Nice
coming up,
touchdown
just so
over
you
the
know.
middle.
So I'll call that while the replay goes.
Well, we're on the screen now. So another slant. The Buccaneers. Eddie gets
now
it. He gets it in the back.
Good. Wow.
So, yeah.
That looked like he had a foot out of bounds on that end line there.
I mean, this has got to be Timus telling us he's not giving up, right? I mean,
yeah, that was a fuck you.
I mean, it was a fuck you, but basically also what it was is that he's down 16. So 2 touchdowns, 2 more. I mean, it's very slim. I mean, if you look at the chances, it's very slim. But if he can make a couple stops, get a couple touchdowns, he may be back in his ball game, and he's got 6 minutes to do it.
Yeah, but the problem is you just said it. It's the key word is stops, and he has proven ineffective so far on the defensive side.
Here we go. Nice run to the outside, and look at Jones continues to chop up the yards and continues to chop down that clock. He is over 180 yards now. Are you there?
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry. I was responding to Phil asking why the loading was in the middle of the screen. We don't see that, Phil. If you go back to it, it should be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching the YouTube clip on my cell phone. Everything looks good. So unless you're high and you're watching like Narcos or something, and you're not even on the game, I don't know, man. But with that said, they do get another first down. And here we go.
Clock winding under 6 minutes. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point, but Buccaneers have this game well in hand. They're going to run the clock down a little bit on each drive or on each play.
Here we go.
It surprises me, and I don't know if I can't imagine it's play calling because we've talked about it. I mean, Timus is too good of a user. So I can't imagine that it's play calling. I just think that for whatever reason, his defensive line is just allowing just these gashes in their defense.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this is, we had talked about turning off the abilities. You're no longer able to just have a superstar pass rusher just get through the line with no on anybody. So you got to play things different, and the pass rush is still good, but you've actually got to change up the way you play call, in my opinion.
Well, the other thing that I like is it almost forces you when you want to get pressure it forces you to from time to time user somebody that's rushing the passer. Just as Timus did right there. Huge.
Big sack. And again, I mean, we talk about it. It is very slim, but this is what you want to see.
Yeah. See,
if you're Timus.
Here's the only thing, though. I would have called a timeout there because now you're going to waste an entire 30 extra seconds that you need.
Well, you're not really supposed to. Well, he didn't wind down the clock. You're not supposed to run down the clock until it's around 3 minutes. So, which he didn't. But I think Timus knew that. If you want to start running the clock down, it has to be at 3.
Yeah, I would, but I guess my point is that I don't want the clock running at all. So I'm gonna call a timeout there so that I have my full 4:15 or whatever it was, 4:10. Because you need quick scores, but you're gonna need freaking 3 of them.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I mean 2 of them if you can get to 2-point conversions.
That's true.
And here over the middle, wide open to his tight end. And that's a first down. And look for them to run a no huddle here. And that's exactly what they do. Josh Allen has looked pretty good this game. He may throw for 500 yards after it's all said and done. Look, throws it over the top. But look at the safety there. And he almost throws the interception.
Wow. He almost throws an interception, but he almost throws 45, 50-yard pass completion, too. I mean, it was a 50-50 ball. I don't mind it because the problem is effectively the game's over if that does get picked. But I still like the play call.
I do, too. And look at that. Nice throw. The only place that he could get it where the defender cannot, and the defender was chasing him down. Great job of Timmons spotting that wide receiver.
Yeah, there's just no, I think you said it, there's no other spot that you can put that. It's either incomplete or an interception, and that was a hell of a pass to just drop it over the top of that corner.
Absolutely. One thing I want to say is that this has probably been the highest scoring game that we've had all season. So this is not like the norm.
It's definitely the highest scoring game that we've called. You and I have called a couple different leagues even, and I don't remember any that were this offensively. Wow, big play there. Sack, that's going to set him back, and again, that's probably going to end it. But he could get an onside kick. You never know. But again, my point is that we've called a lot of leagues, or a couple different leagues, and this is the highest scoring game I think we've ever called.
Well, yeah, and I guess the reason I'm bringing that up, we turn the abilities off, but this is not the norm. Even in Season 3, we've had a lot of low-scoring games. And, I ran two seasons with no pass rusher with the superstar abilities, and I was,
catch.
always, the great catch. But what I want to say is I have, I was always in the top 5 consistently. You have to be able to adapt to no abilities, because this is what Madden 19 was. I feel like we're playing Madden 19 with just some upgrades. But as we go down to the 2-minute warning, 1st and goal, Josh Allen, nobody open, and he's going to roll out, throws it away wisely.
Yeah, good. I mean, obviously saves himself the timeout, probably most importantly, because at this point, all you really want is a chance. You just want to have an opportunity to get an onside kick and put one into the end zone.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen crazier things happen. You never know. I mean, onside kicks, though, seem damn near impossible to get on Madden.
Well, and here's the thing. Does he have to do the onside kick? I mean, he probably will, but I mean, if he gets, touchdown here, 2-point conversion, he's still got all 3 timeouts left.
I was going to say, I think if you get it here quickly, which obviously it will be because he's probably going to put it in the air, you have that's a big play there because now the clock's running.
Huge play. Yeah, huge play. 4th and goal. This could be your ball game.
Now he's got numbers on the left-hand side of the screen here.
Throws it over the corner's head, and he gets it in for the touchdown. The Bills are not going away just yet. Let me hurry up and show this replay. 4th and goal. So this could be your ball game.
Now he's got numbers on the left-hand side of the screen.
If you look at the wide receiver, the linebacker just stands there.
Throws it over.
Doesn't jump up. And they are in for the touchdown. They have breathed new life here. 2-point conversion. Throws another bubble wide open, and he's in for the touchdown. Wow. Or I'm sorry, 2-point conversion. They are only down 8, folks. That's 1 score, and he's coming out showing that onside kick, and they calls timeout because he wasn't set. And now it looks like the Bills were like, screw you, now I'm going to go for the onside kick. Great job of Timmons making Cajun burn that. Kind of dirty, but not against the rules. And he does get it. Now, you're still not out of this ball game. You have all 3 timeouts left, 1:26. You cannot let them get hardly any yards on here because you are going to put them in field goal, place where they can kick a field goal.
That sort of goes to your point earlier, which was, do you need to call or do you need to go for the onside kick? Because if you can pin them back, say the 25-yard line, and then you call 3 timeouts, you have to stop them on that first drive. But the odds of getting that onside kick are so slim to none that it's almost like useless to call. because it gives them good field position, and now all he needs is another 4 or 5 yards for a field goal chance.
I mean, if I'm the Bills, man, that right there, that's it.
all game.
I was gonna say I was gonna turn on the I would turn on the aggressive. That's probably what he's doing right here.
I think he actually had aggressive tackle earlier. I think it was on that last drive, just trying to jar something loose.
Yeah. 1st and 10, aggressive tackling on. Let's see. Well, we can't see if Cajun turned on aggressive ball carrying, but oh no, and that's one of the bad things about that. You can get face masking very easily when you turn that on.
Yeah, so I don't like the strip ball adjustment because it always seems that at the worst possible times you get called with a face mask penalty.
You're absolutely right on that.
Honestly, if it's me, I almost let them score and then give yourself an opportunity to go down, score very, very quickly, and then try another onside kick.
Yeah, I mean, that would be probably a smart thing to do. It looks like Cajun is wanting to score here to put this away. Bills are out of timeouts here, and he does stop him, but that probably is it, folks. That is probably your ball game. Yep. And what a game.
Yeah, no, 1st and goal. So he did get the first down, actually. I thought for a minute there, I thought that it was going to be 3rd and inches, but apparently that is not, and that is going to do it.
Man, what a ball game. That was fun calling. It looked like he was going to, there was a couple times when Cajun was going to run away from it, but Timmis did a great job of keeping this close all game.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing that, I mean, to be honest, if there wasn't 24 points, I think, at one point, if it wasn't for a huge gap like that, this game was going down right to the wire, and it still even did.
Oh, absolutely. That was, man, and if you're Timmis, you've got to kind of be upset, mostly just because, because of the way
the 2 interceptions.
Played. Well, not only that, but you couldn't stop him. I mean, you were literally just trying to maintain like field goals. Field goals, were going to get you excited. That's not the way you want to play. So Timmis has got to really do some goal searching. There's no way around it.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I don't know if it's just this game or if he's had some issues in the backfield, defensive backfield, the first 3 weeks. But I find it hard to believe that somebody that's so good on offense, because he obviously is. I moved the ball pretty well through the air, but Kane Krause looked like Drew Brees. And that's not, for a 65 overall quarterback, it shouldn't be that easy for him to just kind of move the ball down the field. So I think that he's got to look at maybe making some trades, signing a guy in free agency. He's got to do something to try to get some stops through the air.
Yeah. Both teams play really good. This definitely doesn't define Timmis or anything. No. The AFC is wide open, and, he's good enough to win that East. So, but, he's definitely going to have, if he plays Cajun again, say this could be the Super Bowl, he's definitely going to have to do something different,
Yeah, he definitely is going to have to. I guess that's what I mean. He's obviously, now you're 1-3 and you're getting beat up through the air. So he's going to have to do something on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe it is moving one of your weapons on offense to try to get a couple pieces in defense. You got to do something.
No, you're absolutely right. And but thanks for tuning in, everybody. It was a hell of a game. Thanks for calling it with me, J-Ho. Obviously we'll be back. We'll call some more this year. I'm finally moved into my house, and I'm not completely moved in yet, but we are going to do more content. Maybe J-Ho and I will do an off-the-cuff show or something, and we'll get you guys laughing, entertain you a little bit. But for everybody tuning in, I just want to say thank you. Stay safe out there. Stay home and bone your loved ones. And you have anything else you want to say?
What else can I say after that?
Yeah, I have a tendency of killing the conversation.
Shutting it down.
Shutting it down. That's right. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll have another game of the week here soon. So J-Ho and I thank you all, and have a great day.
Yep. We'll see y'all later.